Welcome to the Nick Fong Podcast. As the broker and owner of Ronival Real Estate, Nick has spent nearly 20 years in Baja, California, Sur. And in this podcast, he'll be talking everything Baja, from food and culture to real estate and property management. And now, here's your host, Nick Fong.
All right, this is episode number 1, the Nick Fong Podcast, and I got Bill Pikes coming in from the United States, my personal coach.
Yes.
And the coach to our ever-growing Ronival Real Estate team. Bill, it's a pleasure.
Brother, man, it is so exciting to actually be on number 1, right?
Yeah, well, you know, everything is downhill from here. So all the other guests have to meet this bar. And, you know, I was thinking prior to recording, I know who you are.
Yeah.
And a lot of people in the real estate agent, brokerage industry know who you are. But for those that don't, who is Bill Pikes?
So I am probably the primary coach next to Tom Ferry for the Tom Ferry organization. I've been in the real estate space since I was 18 years old. My mother was actually a real estate agent. Many people don't know that. And I watched her struggle, right? I watched her go through like the challenges that all the real estate agents go through. And she was reading all the books and she was listening to audio tapes at that time, right? That's how old it was. And I watched her unfortunately fail, right? Not fail as a mother, you know, but had, in terms of real estate, she had to go back and become a paralegal. And I remember looking at that time and going, this was a defining moment for me where I went, man, how could it be that this really hardworking, kick-ass woman is failing and, you know, like trying to do everything that she can. And something clicked inside me at that time. And I didn't realize it at that moment. But now looking back, I can go, that was like the proverbial like crossroads where I said, I want to figure out what causes people to be successful. I don't want to ever see someone that I know and I care about ever again go through watching her cry and watching her upset. So about 4 or 5 years later, I met a gentleman by the name of Mike Ferry, right? And, you know, Mike, big shout out to Mike Ferry. I'm he is the godfather of real estate training. And I met him when I was 21 years old and I was in a PhD program at that time. I was going to teach comparative literature in college. And yeah, believe it or not, right?
Literature. So, we could talk Shakespeare.
We could. Oh, Titus, bring your friend hither. So, but Mike came to me and said, I was about 1.5 years away from actually getting my PhD. And he said, let me do something for you. I said, what? He goes, let me teach you everything I know about real estate. And you can become it, because I wanted to be a teacher. I want to be a college professor. He said, let me teach you everything I know and give me 2 years and you can teach adults how to be successful. And that clicked for me based upon what had happened with my mom. Right? And so for the next 10, 15 years, I was underneath his tutelage. Fast forward, ended that relationship, still have a good relationship with him. But a gentleman by the name of Gary Keller then found me and said, hey, I know you've been learning from Mike all these years. Let me teach you the other side of real estate. So I had 4 years with Keller, which was amazing.
And
right?
for those that don't know, Keller, that's Keller Williams.
Keller Williams. That's the owner, the primary founder, CEO, board president, everything of Keller Williams. So from Mike, I got this great tutelage on business. Basically, I got my MBA from Mike Ferry in terms of what it takes to be a successful business owner. From Gary, it was how to scale, how to grow a team, et cetera. And then from there, I always had a great relationship with Tom. And Tom had actually broken away from Mike a couple of years prior to that, his father. And then he came to me and said, hey, what do you think about helping me grow this startup business that he had for a couple of years and growing it. At that time, we had, I think, 12 coaches, and now we have 174. We have over 6,000 members right now that, like yourself, that we coach and support. And so, I look at it and I go, I am just fortunate enough to have been mentored by some of the best men and women on the planet. And I was coachable enough to listen to what they were saying and take it and implement it and have blind faith, right? To be able to actually trust that's going to work. And I've just been very, very fortunate. And then, in the room with us right now is, Aaron Chua, during that time, launched a real estate team. So I haven't just been a coach. Had a real estate team in Salt Lake City. We grew it to about 6 different locations in the Bay Area, Southern California. But prior to that, got the chance to actually partner with Aaron for about 5-6 years while I was working with Gary. And we took a mortgage company from, what was it, Aaron, 67, 70 people. And then it grew to over 3,000, Nick.
3,000?
3,000. And so I got to do the mergers and acquisitions, right? So I was all M&A recruiting. So when we're talking recruiting,
yes.
I'm like, oh, it's my wheelhouse. Let's go, baby.
Wow. And so I'm amongst real estate royalty at this moment with Aaron off camera, Bill Pikes on camera. You talked about like your mom.
Yeah.
Failing in real estate.
Yes.
What would you say, like, for example, how many agents have you coached over the years?
So I don't know the total agent count, but what I can tell you is how many hours I have. I've conducted probably 120,000 coaching sessions with agents from the time I was 22 years old until I'm 49 right now. Wow. Which is about 50,000 hours, right? Because every coaching session is about a half an hour. And you think about Malcolm Gladwell, the outlier. It's 5 times, like 10,000 is to get to mastery. I'm not saying I'm nowhere close to mastery in my mind. I'm always looking to learn and grow. And I think that's one of the attributes and the characteristics of, great business owners and real estate agents like yourself is that they never think they got it done. They're always looking to grow. They're humble and they stay hungry, right? And I'm always looking for, and the people that I coach that are right now, I consult, 37 people, 26 of which earn anywhere from $1 million to, you guys are probably going to be the top at what you're pacing right now in terms of the revenue that the organization is going to create. And I notice one of the things that I learned from Mike is look for patterns. That success really does leave clues. And if you can be smart enough to surround yourself and be humble enough to watch and learn, you're going to notice that there's certain patterns that exist, both patterns for success and patterns for failure, right? And so the people that I coach that are crushing it, I notice their patterns, right? And one of those patterns is they're always growing. They're always learning. They're always looking to actually top grade their skill, their talent, their knowledge, their motivation, the people that they're around.
And so if you're a new agent, that would be probably high on the list. Always be growing, learning, educating.
For sure. I call it beginner's mindset. Like I practice Nichiren Buddhism, right? I'm like an interesting mix of Catholic, altar boy, Buddhist, chanter, etc. But Zen has what's called a beginner's mind. And in Zen, you just approach everything as if you don't know anything, right? And I think of some of the great agents that I coach, like Tommy Toole, who just comes in and he says, and Tom, he says, "Coach, I don't know anything. Tell me what I need to know." And this is the guy that's gonna sell 500 homes with a team of about 12 or 13 agents. Wow. And so, but I think as a new agent, if we're gonna talk new agents, I think number one is surround yourself around other people that are doing more than you, and take them to lunch. Offer to take them to lunch. And what I find about a lot of the top producers is the really good ones are willing to share. Right? It's just so many people have their ego. Some of these new agents have their ego in the way because they're afraid that they're not going to look good. Right? And so instead, take your ego, put it aside, and actually over-index on really finding people that have succeeded and find out how they did it. And see what it is that you can do to duplicate it. Okay.
And so that would be an inexperienced new agent. What about an experienced agent?
Experienced agent is don't rest on your laurels. That you what I notice, we call them fading winners, right? And that they've done really well in their business. And then all of a sudden what happens is they stop looking they go, Facebook. I remember there were a lot of agents who went, Facebook, we're not going to actually do anything with Facebook. This is baloney. And then all of a sudden what happened? They got, they became dinosaurs, right? And then the people who were on Facebook were like, that Instagram thing, we're not going to do Instagram. And then all of a sudden now they got so set in the ways that they're doing things, right? That they don't have the versatility to be able to evolve with the market. And today's real estate or business in general, it's not just real estate, because I know some people who are going to be watching this are business owners as well too. Business is moving so fast right now that if you're not innovating and looking at the common trends that are taking place and doing your best to get ahead of that, then you will become irrelevant like that. And you'll be sitting there going, what just happened, right?
And I know for myself, an experienced agent, I've been here for over 16 years. And when I started a decade and a half ago in the Cabo market, I was doing it all myself. And I was successful. I do my 20, 30 deals, but literally probably 5-6 years ago, start opening up YouTube, start watching videos of Tom Ferry. And that's how it all started.
Yeah.
Really. And it was probably about 3 years ago or less than 3 years ago that I signed up with Tom Ferry.
Amazing.
Is it? I mean, it's just incredible. And a lot of, my wife included, said, you're already successful. You're already making money. And so why spend a lot of money? I mean, it's not cheap.
No,
right?
it's a big financial investment. And I think this is a big thing is I truly believe, whether it's a mentor or a coach, when I look at all incredibly successful individuals, they have someone that's going, nope, don't step there, don't do that, right? Let's, I made this mistake, you don't need to make it, right? And so if we look at an experienced agent, I think they need a coach or they need to have a mentor or someone just as much as the new person. In fact, probably more, because the more success you have, the easier it is to get ingrained in the way that you're doing stuff.
Right.
And then all of a sudden you lose that versatility and you become rigid, and then your business suffers for it.
I 100% agree.
Hey, thanks for being a part of the Nick Fong Podcast. Make sure to subscribe to the podcast to get the latest updates. And if you're watching this on our social channels, please like and share. And if you want to be featured or you want me to talk on a certain topic, food, activities, culture, real estate in the Baja, drop a comment.
So I'm a new agent.
Yep.
Imagine I'm a new agent and we're onboarding new agents every month. What are some of the mistakes that they should try to avoid to save them time and money?
So not studying your market and becoming the expert, that is a mistake, right? And if we flip it around on what it is that you ultimately need to do, it's you need to take time. If you're going to sell Porsches, you would want to learn everything that you possibly could about a Porsche, right? And so that when someone walks on the lot, you're able to go, let me tell you about this is at 0 to 60. This is how it has all traction, et cetera, and everything that car has to do. Now, obviously, watch, we're not selling cars. We're selling the largest financial asset that people have. But you've got to know the marketplace and you've got to know the communities. We talk about that when someone's new coming onto your team. They need to take time to be able to go out to preview property, to be able to look and understand, if you're up in the States, the school system, the community, what makes it unique, what makes it good, and what makes it appealing to somebody so that they can talk with authority. If you look at one of the major drivers for human choice and behavior, what it is it's certainty. People want certainty. And when you as a salesperson of anything can speak with certainty about the product that you're selling, it instills confidence from that other person and they want to move forward with you, right? I think the biggest mistake that we see with agents is they try to wing it. They wing it in terms of their knowledge base. They wing it in terms of their scripts and dialogues, and they don't treat it like a real business. I think the benefit of your team, what I love, is with this onboarding and with the training, they're coming in and they are getting their undergraduate degree in sales and how to be able to market and sell effectively. And I think a lot of agents don't take the time to do that, and they just try to rely upon their natural talent, which only gets them so far.
Wow, that's great advice. And one of the things that I am learning more and more is the power of networking. Can we talk about that? And not just networking with outside real estate agents for referrals, but networking I just sold a buyer a $3 million house. How can I network with that client to get referrals,
right?
Repeat business? What have you seen?
So repeat and referral business is based upon the relationship that you actually build. And a relationship comes, in my opinion, through consistency and trust, right? Mm-hmm. And keeping yourself aware. This is really interesting. This is a statistic that comes from the National Association of Realtors that it's 82% of buyers said, we would use our agent again. We liked them. Nick did a great job. Oh my gosh, it was incredible. And then only, guess what percent actually use them?
Less than 20%?
12% actually use their same agent again, right? So, and why is that? Well, it's because there's billions of dollars being spent in the real estate space right now going after other people's clients, whether it's, some of the big conglomerates like Zillow or Realtor.com or, or even the large block brokerages. They have a huge marketing budget. You as an individual agent and a business owner need to recognize 8 times more energy, 8 times more money to be able to go and get a new client than it is to get repeat and to get referral business as well too. Right?
I was talking about that exact topic in today's sales meeting with my team.
Nice.
And so we have a huge database of past clients and current clients and hopefully clients that are going to be transacting sometime soon. And we fail to recognize that's the goal.
Yep.
And
totally.
Instead of going out and trying to find the next shiny object, it's right there.
Yeah.
Thousands of people.
Absolutely.
Just talk to them.
Yeah. And repetition is key. And if you look at, I always talk to Jason Pantana about this. Jason's our resident marketing guru and has really evolved into, I think, the industry leader in real estate right now when it comes to marketing. And you've got to touch them 30 to 35 times in a year. Like, what makes great marketing isn't that it's like, oh my gosh, this is a great piece, and you do it one time. It's, I call it the Geico effect, right? There's an insurance company called Geico up in the States. And what makes Geico, people remember it? Well, it isn't, green little lizard or whatever, but it's that Geico was consistent. I remember one commercial on the radio I was listening to, and it said, hello, this is Geico. And if you go to change the station to actually avoid this commercial, chances are there's another Geico commercial on the station that you're going to go to. And I thought it was just so brilliant because what they did is they repetitively Geico. Yeah. Now, you have to do it elegantly, which I think they did. And agents need to mail to their past clients 12 times a year. They need to email to them anywhere from 18 to 20 times per year because it's a very cost-effective way to do it. They need to do a couple of, as we evolve out of the COVID pandemic, fingers crossed and praying that happens, sooner rather than later. They need to do client events and parties and, be able to actually, get face to face with them. But and then they need to call them 4 times a year just to check in and go, how you doing? What do you need? Can I answer any questions about real estate? Did you hear how great the market is? And it isn't who do you know that's thinking about buying or selling right now, right? It's not that. It's service. What questions do you have? How can I answer it? How can I be of service? You do that. And what you've done is you've created a cross brand of when they think real estate, they automatically think you. Or when they think you, they think real estate as well too.
Okay. So Bill, we're talking a lot about real estate. It's our passion.
Yep.
Right? Helping people, helping agents, helping clients, buyers and sellers. But we're in Cabo, San Lucas.
Yes.
We're in Cabo. You're not a stranger to Cabo.
I figured it out. What was it, Aaron? It was 10, 11, it's somewhere between 10 and 12 times.
Okay.
Obviously, some of them were when I was younger, so I don't remember them as well at 21, right? Sure. So great trips, but 21, right? I love Cabo, right? Cabo as a whole. And, in fact, part of the reason I'm down here is for us to get a chance to hang out a little bit more, but also to look at some land and to buy some lots and to build and to, I think in today's world with everything that's happened with the pandemic, there's a lot more people that have this freedom to be able to go, wait a second, I could work half a year here or a couple of weeks and fly back. And I just look at Cabo and I live in Salt Lake City. Mm-hmm. It's a 2.5-hour flight for me, right? Direct. I have no layover. Whether you're in California or Phoenix or whatever, if we're in that Southwest area, even Chicago,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a direct flight to be able to get down here. And, for you guys.
Yeah.
Right?
Coming from Chicago, direct flights every day. And it is, why Cabo and the whole Baja is the number one destination in Mexico. The number one destination, I would say, internationally for Americans, because Mexico is the number one international country to travel for Americans.
Incredible. We have some of Aaron's clients that are in town. They're in from Dallas, a small town in Dallas, and they haven't traveled a lot. And we were on the art walk in San Jose, and you know me, like I love San Lucas.
Yep.
I'll take San Jose. I just love San Jose, man.
Right.
I like it sleepier, a little understated elegance, and the East Cape, still dirt roads, and we're talking to them, and we're walking around, and there's a lot of people at the art walk, which is exciting to see like life back in the city. And the gentleman turned to me and said, "I feel really safe." I'm like, "Isn't it amazing?" He goes, "Yeah, when I was in such and such area over in Mexico, I won't mention," he's like, "I had my hand on my wallet the entire time. I was really nervous, whatever." And he was just like, "I just feel totally safe. This is great." I'm like, "Yeah, this is Cabo, baby."
Yeah. Rocio, my wife from Mexico City. I'm looking at my staff right here. Everyone from mainland Mexico, a lot from Mexico City, Guadalajara, big cities. And we're all here for a reason.
Yeah.
And so you've been here several times, and you're interested in possibly buying some property.
I'm going to.
Oh,
I'm going.
Mark it here, right, Aaron? He's going to do it.
Do you know an agent that can help me?
I think so. I think we do.
Yeah.
They're going to be lining up.
Yeah.
Afterwards, when we're having some tacos, they're going to be like, "It's me. It's me."
I remember really quick, Nick.
Yeah.
It's not to interrupt you.
No.
But just you asked me why Cabo. Probably 6 trips ago, I started bringing my kids here. And Liam, my son Liam, is just turning 15, and my daughter Sophia is about to turn 13, both turning, the next age demographic this summer. And we stayed at a place, Norma and Pierre, down at the end of Airbnb. It's beautiful, down at the end, right where the Cape starts.
Zacatitos, we were talking about.
Right past Zacatitos. And we were driving, and I was talking to, and we rented a Razor, and we're on the beach, and it's all dirt roads, and we had a Jeep one time. And the last trip, I said, "Hey guys," and it really hit me. I go, "Soak this in, look around, because in 20 years, 30 years, right, you're going to be telling your kids about. Do you remember my dad and I? We drove on a dirt road. It's now paved. Like the growth opportunity, and for me as an investor as well too." Yeah. I look at this and I go, "This is." We were talking about this morning.
We were hiking this morning, and this past weekend I went to the Bay of Dreams, 2 hours north of here, and it is absolutely pristine beaches.
Yeah,
white sand. It is crystal water. It's like you're in the Caribbean, and you're snorkeling with fish that you would travel halfway around the world on a vacation to get to. And for us, it's literally in our backyard.
Right. What is it? 2 hour drive?
2 hour drive, and it's pristine. Yeah. You're in the middle of nowhere, but that's what people want, is a place to get away from.
Where no cell phone reception, ability to unplug.
Yep.
I've traveled a lot around the world.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got a friend coming in, and I told her she's coming in for her 40th birthday party. We're not party, but we're celebrating while she's down here. And she's never been here before. She's from Brazil. Lives in Salt Lake City. And I said to her, I go, "I'm taking you." And we just got back from Costa Rica, which is rad. I said, "I'm taking you to the most magical place on the planet. Every place that I've traveled, this is it." Right? And she's like, "Why?" I'm like, "I can try and tell you, but it's easier for me to show you," right? And like, it's the desert, and it's amazing. It comes down the ocean. And here's the other thing too. Gosh darn, the people are so freaking nice, man.
That's it.
And I don't care if it's the nationals that are here, the Mexican nationals that are super nice and sweet and authentic and genuine. And, you never feel like, what's the word? You never feel like you're getting worked. Right. Whereas other places, like I've been to Ixtapa, I've been to Zihuatanejo, I've been to Punta Mita and some of those other places. And there's always like this little edge that they have. But here I'm like, I'm not getting taken advantage of.
Yeah.
Right? And then the expats that are here are some of the coolest people too, because
very dynamic.
Yeah.
Very dynamic. I mean, coming from all throughout the U.S., Canada, and internationally beyond the U.S. and Canada. So it's a great place. I'm excited because we've only been working together individually and as a team for a few months now. Yeah. And there's a lot bigger things. And if you viewers are interested in the Baja, you might see me and Bill enjoying a brewski.
Yes.
And eating tacos. Actually, we're going there right now.
Totally.
And so this was an amazing first podcast for
incredible.
Hopefully many more to come.
Wait. I want to say one last thing as you sign off. I believe that life is an adventure. And I look at the people that live the longest, right? And they never stop the adventure, right? They're constantly looking for ways to be able to continue to have new experiences. We talked about it in terms of business, right? That business professionals are always the ones that continue to evolve and continue to grow, are always looking for what that next adventure is, what that next lead source. But see, for me, what I love about this place, right? All of Southern Baja is whatever adventure you want, you got it. You know what I mean? And it never gets old, no matter how many times you do it, and you're always learning about some new place. Like I still haven't gone to Todos Santos. And there's so much that I haven't done as many times as I've been down here. And so I would challenge everyone that if you haven't been down here, when would now be a good time to book your ticket and get your butt down here and just at least have the experience of what we're talking about? Because again, like I said to my friend Anna, I could tell you, but it would do no justice to the beauty that's here. So
there you have it. What a great way to exit the first episode of the Nick Fong Podcast. Until the next one, bye for now.
Thanks for
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Nick Fong Podcast. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast and the YouTube channel at youtube.com/Ronival Real Estate and follow Nick on Instagram at NickFong_Ronival. Ready to find your Baja dream home? Check out the latest property listings at Ronival.com or findmexicohouses.com. Hasta luego.